Hey, welcome to Adventures with Peps. It's here. It's finally here. The Block War expansion for Judge Dredd. I've already cheated. I put a knife through just to make this easier. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to look in the box. We're going to look at all the pieces. We'll do a proper unboxing like we always do. And then we are going to try and recreate the Dan Abnett block. I recently made that for the RPG game. If you've not seen that video, go take a look. But this is the block. This is the block where my figures are from. This is the block we are going to create today in this video using the supplement. So let's dive on in. Oh, so happy to finally get this. It got stuck in customs. Probably trying to work out what it was. But look at it. It's beautiful artwork. That's got to be Carlos. No one else that could be. Absolutely stunning. Then on the back, we got the two citizens that are rioting. We got, gotta remember now, 3 armory cards. There's a load of block cards, the rules, and the drawing pad. Ooh, it's bubble wrapped. Just check there's nothing in there. Packaging blew up. Right. We'll come to that in a minute. Let's work through the cards very quickly. I'm going to be honest, there's other channels out there that have done a better unboxing than I ever will. I recommend you go watch them. It's things like Life of Die and Shadowcat. They've both done unboxings. They've gone over the contents. So let's have a look. We've got Block War cards. Oh, they mix them in. Sneaky, sneaky. Okay, here's the 3 armory cards. Let's start with them. We have the sucker gun. Used with sprint. Model can move 18 inches vertically. Oh, that's good. We'll have some good times with that one. Riot foam card. Remove the effects of riot foam. That could be handy. And Plasmacrete virus. This is a classic one. Remember this in the comics? If this model is in the enemy's deployment zone, the enemy's block immediately loses 1 structure point. Ooh, that can be real mean. Have no real idea what they do. But we will find out as we progress, I would assume. So we get a fire department card. I'm not going to go through all the rules because I've not played it. So there's no real point. A riot squad. Look at the pretty pictures though. Riot foam. If you want to read the rules, you can press pause. H-Wagon. All hands. These are very Justice Department-y. Electro Cordons. Future Shock. I love that image. Mob Reinforcements. Very nice. Mob Reinforcements. That's obviously... Oh, and again. This can be an important card. Mob Frenzy. Oh, and again. And again. Street Judge. And a Street Judge. So as far as I can tell, from what I've seen, no one plays as the Justice Department. So the judges only turn up with those cards that we just saw there. Which I'm pretty fine with. There's the 2 bases for our figures. This must be the 2 figures. Let's see what we got inside. Whoop. Let's be careful. We don't want to break them. We only just got them. Simona. Simona. Thank you very much. Here is figure number 1. It looks like it's the new resin. It's very clean. He's very tall. Why is he so tall? Don't have a judge nearby, but I do have blubber lips. So, yeah, he's about the right scale, I guess. He's a tall human, obviously. He just looks pretty damn big. But very nice. He's got a futuristic look about him. He's not too futuristic looking. A little bit of cleanup needed, but nothing scary. And then the man with the brick. Do bricks still exist in the Judge Dredd timeline? Surely everything's plasticrete. You know what I'm going to do? That is going to become like a munch bar. Some like munch protein bar. It's so heavy it can be used as a lethal weapon. He's in a trench coat. Significantly shorter. This other guy is he shorter? It's probably just the poses they're in. This he's standing tall. This one's knees are bent, so they probably are the same size. So they're the two models. They're pretty nice. Look forward to painting them up. And then we can only assume this has to be the rulebook. What do we got? We got a huge notepad. They definitely expect us to play this quite a bit. It's the block name, block war chant, love it already, rules, upgrades, campaign effects, levels, population, block war phase, faction notoriety, block kill count, and structure points. So we'll hang on to this. We're going to fill this out as we go along. And then the beautiful book itself. It's nice. It's small. Smaller than the other rulebook. I have no problem with that though. Beautiful judge picture on the back. Ooh, let's see what we got inside. Some beautiful block war. Oh! Straight off the bat, that looks like a new City Dev character. Can we see that? Intrigued. He's got 2 spit pistols. There's a lot. There's a lot in such a little book. Let's have a look. We get an introduction. Looks like it's talking about having a fight in a block, being involved in a block war. There we go. Another new model. They're teasing us now. That's a ganger with a rocket launcher. Very nice. Oh, more new models. We got the spit gun. I think that's a spit gun. The other models are from the current range. They're the new riot judges. Oh, these guys look new. 2 new city devs at the top there. Blockmania. They all... Oh! New heavy weapon guy. That's probably a spit gun, so what's the other one? Ooh, I'm so intrigued. I love it when they tease new stuff. Oh, spit cannon. There you go. That is a cool model. Look at that. Can't wait to add that to the Blue Bloods. Warlock the Assassin. Classic. Ooh. That's going to be in the Citizen box. We'll be unboxing them soon. Just have to wait your turn. Right, building your block. So, types of block. City block, the standard modern block currently constructed. Campaign effects. The city blocks are packed with citizens. During setup, roll a d3 for every resident mob in your force. Add that many more citizens to the pack. Ooh, you get more people. Low rise, these are small blocks, much thinner than your standard blocks. Oh, these probably with like the con apps in the RPG. Most are in a state of disrepair. A low-rise block may never take any city def models. Oh. Okay, so that's citizens only. So I'm so far. Dan Abnett is definitely a city block. Pre-atomic. These are the oldest blocks found in Megacity. They're slum blocks. Okay. When drawing block war cards during setup, you must also draw a Justice Department response street judge, so you always get a street judge. Slum blocks have a big gang problem. The block gang costs 1 notoriety less. Okay. So city blocks, you get more people. Low rises even says it as the last sentence. Using a low rise is like playing block war on hard mode. So I guess in low rises you only get gangers and citizens. Pre-atomic seems to be only gangers and citizens, but gangers are cheaper. Oh, there's more blocks. We then get a luxury block. Luxury blocks have a fair legion of repair drones. Before the start of every scenario, roll a combat dice. On a roll of an armor, they regain a structure point or can have a utility bot or a med bot in their force for free. That's cool. Far less citizens in there. Oh, okay, so they probably have less points than the other blocks. And they can discard one card and select a Justice Department response, except for in the early scenario phase. Okay, so the building has a chance to repair, or you get a robot for a game. You have less points to spend, but it doesn't seem like they're stopping them from buying anything in particular. And then we have the Fat Camp. Fat Camp may only include fatty models. Ooh, that's gotta be a tough way to do it. So, quick look. We are definitely doing the city block, page 1. So, let's start filling this out, shall we? Block name. Dan Abnett. What's the war chant going to be? It's going to be simple. It's just going to be FEC. Block type. So it's the city block. And as we read, they get D3 plus D3 models for every resident mob. Plus a D3 models. Per resident block. Per resident mob. There we go. That was easy. Hopefully there's a bit more to it than that. Block names, we get some classics here. Mine's obviously Dan Abnett, as we well know. But we got the Sylvester Stallone block, Daffy Duck, Cruz and Kidman, the Donald Trump, Jeremy Hunt Croc block, Dan Tanner, the Orson Welles Memorial Fat Camp, love it. City blocks, here we go. When creating your block for a block war campaign, use the tables here. So levels, D66 plus 200. Oh. Turns out my city block would be massive in this game. Mine that I rolled up for the RPG is 800 levels. This one, at best, can be 266. Wow, that's a difference. Alright, let's go to the trusty dice roller. So we get D66, so the first one's 10, the second one's 1s. Oh my god, my brain completely died there on me. So we get 31. So 231 floors. We've lost the top of our building. That sucks. But 231 levels. The population per level is 2d6 times 50. So 2d6, 7 times 50, 350. Doing some quick math there. If you can type it in quicker than I can do it on the calculator, you are a monster. So 350 times 231. Oh my god. 80,850. Have I done that correctly? Population per level is 2d6 times 50. I got 350 a level. Simply multiply the number rolled in the C block table the number of levels to find out. Jeez, that is huge. I had an 800 level RPG version, which was 800 levels with only 100 people a level. This is crazy. The numbers are absurd. Anyway, block upgrades. I get D6 block upgrades. Let's see how. Hopefully, I roll well here. Oop. 4 block upgrades. We can live with that. Let's just write that here. 4. Start on page 22, so we're not there yet. We'll come back to that. Structure, even the smallest block has structures. So 24, that is the max on the recording sheet. So we've got the biggest amount. Block facilities. It is claimed that city blocks of Mega City 1 contain everything a citizen could ever need. Few citizens take this extreme, but each block contains far more than mere apartments. It's assumed that have shopping malls, schools, library, med centers, etc. Attacking city blocks. When playing a block war campaign, sorry, I'm skimming because there's a lot here that is just fluff. So when playing a block war campaign, a block will lose 1 point of structure every time it loses a scenario in the early phase. 2 every time in the mid phase, and 3 in the late phase. Some scenarios allow more points to be lost. If a block is reduced to 0, it is immediately destroyed. Its owning player loses their campaign. There are few sights more awe-inspiring than a city block crashing down to city bottom. Block upgrades, here we go. Throughout a block war, citizens will take advantage of the block's facilities. Each city block type receives several upgrades, which its owner can select from the list here. If it's got an asterisk, it can have more. Big Meg during setup, you can swap 1 card to a Big Meg card. A block judge. Some blocks are lucky enough to have their own judge. This block automatically starts with Justice Department reinforcement and can draw 2 other block cards for a total of 3. Okay. The City Death Arsenal. The city blocks, City Death, have used their contacts and influence, so they get to pick. They get D3 armory cards but keep the same normal. Okay, defenses. You can select a home-based defense found on 149 of the Judge Dredd miniatures game. Overcrowded. During the early phase, only 1 overcrowded block. Oh dear. At the start of each scenario, you add D6 to the amount of notoriety the block has for its force. That's not huge, because you'll get between 1 and 5 notary, or 1 and 6, I guess, let's be honest. Guess you could buy a medic. Not sure on that one. In the mid phase it becomes 2d6 and later on it becomes 3d6, so I guess it does grow. Superior construction. Every time this block loses a structure point on a d6, it comes back in a well-funded city dev. Block with well-funded city dev gains d3 notoriety for use of purchasing additional weapons. Once again, well-funded cannot be used until the next phase, so it's a one-time only in each phase, beginning, middle and end. And they get lost at the end of the scenario. Luxury blocks cannot have it. So I get to pick 4. I have the Blue Bloods. They're one of my main features of the block. So I think it'd be wrong if we didn't use the first one as improving the city dev arsenal. They're also going to be well funded. In the books, the Blue Bloods are rich, quite pompous, so it makes sense that they'd be well funded. Overcrowded sounds great, but we're not going to do that one. I think superior construction makes a lot of sense. I want this to seem like it's a newer block. The idea that you could ignore damage could be quite annoying for your opponent. And then it's either defenses, which makes this seem like a super military base of operations, or a block judge. I think we're gonna go, let's go defenses, and we'll have to go grab the other book. Oh, you can pick that one multiple times. Right, page 149 of the Judge Dredd game. Oh, it's right at the back. Defences must be placed once deployment zones are known, but before models are placed. They can be placed wherever your faction models deploy. So you use notoriety to purchase home-based defences. Okay, so you can purchase guns, auto turret, watchtowers, and traps. Yeah, I like that. So we've already got something forming here. Our city dev, the Blue Bloods, who live in this section of the block. Sucks that it's like a third of the size now. But they have an arsenal, they're well funded, superior construction, and pretty defensive. So that's it. I think we've finished building our block. Our 800 level, let's get rid of this. Our 800 level city block is now in the modern version 231, but the population has gone up by nearly over 10 times, and it is very militarized. So we can imagine that, I guess when this appeared, it was post-apocalyptic war. It's 1980s Judge Dredd. It was a massive tower block, and then slowly over the years we've lost levels. We probably lost the stadium. We probably lost our museum and nightclubs. If we're at level 231, we're all the way down here. Wow, we'd have lost everything. This is a very small tower. I don't know, were they crazier back in the 80s? They probably were. There's probably a lot more interesting substances being took back then. And they're like, oh, let's have a 1,000 level tower block. Right, armory. Now we just get into the good stuff. We got new weapons, disruptor gun. Oh, that's what he's carrying. So there's the new, one of the new riot judges. He is carrying a disruptor gun, which seems to be good at stunning characters. Then have a flamer. I assume that's going to come on a city dev model at some point, isn't it? Laser cannon, sonic cannon, missile defense laser, spit cannon. Geez, riot foam, riot shield. We then have the Justice Department, the rules for a riot judge. Straight up normal riot judge. He has a riot foam gun. Doesn't seem to be carrying a shield, so he is just a foam gunner. Riot judge assault version. He has his day stick and a riot shield. He can also be riot shield and riot disruptor gun. We then have a Wally squad judge. Excellent, you can now make your own Wally squad. I thought that was the case when I unboxed them, because there was a card for just generic Wally squad. So it's nice to see it is confirmed as being that. Oh my god, look at it. A Pat wagon. That is amazing. I thought it was going to be like a little van, but it's a proper flying machine. Love it. I'm probably not going to love the price, but it comes with a pacifier, which is stun grenades and bombs. You can carry 6 passengers. We can get riot foam pacifier instead, a rocket launcher, a laser cannon, and it can have 2 heavy spit guns. That is cool. I really, really like this model. We are gonna have to get a few of them. Would it be weird to have a fleet? Rules for Judge Giant. Interesting. We got a cadet giant. This must be his father. It is. So that is a cool feature because it will let you play Orlok versus Giant. And you could play out that. He seems pretty cool. He's 23 notoriety. This must mean he's getting a model. He's got to, unless we're meant to just use a generic judge. Warlord Games, give me a proper Judge Giant model. Don't make me just use any old Judge. We are then into the city dev. More guns. When a block war breaks out, they have a habit of pillaging their armory for the biggest, flashiest weapon. The following option has been added. So they get the Flamer unit, +4 notoriety, brand new lieutenant model. He looks pretty cool. Can't wait to add him in. You're also getting Med Judge. Med Tech. That's what they called for this, but it's the city dev model. And we get a weapon emplacement. That's a sonic cannon. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We got heavy weapons coming in. Got obviously a whole new box set coming out. Oh, a Jaeger Squad Commando. Spit Carbine or an Auto Stump. They're probably from the earlier page, the ones up in the rooftop with the double spit pistols. We then get city blockers. There's a block champion. Baseball bat, 2 knives or 2 spit pistols. Notoriety 12. Ooh, that is cool. Any mob within 6 inches of the block champion reroll their combat dice, and he can rally them. At the start of your turn, the block champion may combine any resident mob models within 12 inches into a new or existing residence mob. Oh, nice. He will keep your forces in play, I guess, as injuries or people are killed off. You'll rally them and make them reform up into new mobs. The resident mob. Here we go. They have saucepans, clubs, Tri-D screens, assorted junk. Counts as basic close combat weapons. 6+ in a pack. Holy moly. Improvision. Resident mobs may not be the brightest sparks, but they can be hellishly inventive. Every time one mob in every 10, or every turn one model in every 10, get this right, or part of, within a resident mob, can make use of one of the following weapons. A chain, a hand bomb, jeez, a hand cannon, a las saw, sawn off a stump gun, or a spit pistol. So if you have 100 citizens, 10 of them could suddenly have weapons that are dangerous. That is pretty cool. And a pack of 6+. Resident mobs can be of any size, limited only by the notoriety spent on them. However, they must contain at least 6 models and follow the pack rules. If the pack drops to fewer than 5, it immediately becomes subject to panic and fear. Okay, so you want big mobs, and then you want a champion that's in between a couple of them, so as one starts shrinking in size, maybe from injuries and deaths, he does his true inspiration, or even rally the blockers and combines them into a bigger pack. That's pretty cool. We then have Fats Hambo. He is in, I think, one of the other boxes I got. He looks hilarious. He's basically Rambo, but as a fatty. He has a hand cannon and a pizza cutter that counts as a katana. Oh my god, I love it. It's stupid as hell, and I love it. Good job, Warlord Games. Don't push it. Once Fat Hambo gets into a fight, there's little that can stop him. Well, so he can fight up to 3 separate times. Wow. Just eat it, never going into battle without a copious amount of food. It's stupid. He can use Hunker Down, double action, to remove injury or stun markers from himself. So he doesn't need somebody else to heal him up, he can do it himself. Wow. That's pretty cool. And a Wall of Flub. He has the rules of all the fatties. Then we have the Flab Fighters. There's no picture of a model here. So are we expected to create our own, or do you think they're going to release some? They are gladiatorial fatties. These are great. In the comics, they looked amazing. Warlord Games, you better be bringing out models. They're professional butchers. If a flab fighter incapacitates an enemy during a fight action, it can immediately do another fight action. Just keeps going until it cannot do this anymore. Amazing. Comes covered in blades and spikes, one-handed, piercing and rending. Wall of Flub. Flab fighter has that rule. He has 22 notoriety though. It's not bad. And then we have the Fatty Battering Ram. He comes with Fats Hambo. He has a two-handed hand cannon. Oh, sorry, 2 hand cannons. I can't read. Rolling Thunder. The friendly resident mob pack is within 1 inch of him. They can help push him along. That is hilarious. So you keep him near your resident mobs, and he will go flying down the way. 2d6 plus 6. Hilarious. He has a resist of 7 as well. Oh, and another new model. Where are all these new models coming from? We get the lone superhero. He has a laser and a laser pistol. He saves the day. When the lone superhero appears, citizens know they are safe. All friendly models within 18 inches ignore the panic and fear rule. Soar like a rocket. He has the grab trait, so he can fly, basically. If the lone superhero performs a double action to give a rousing speech, roll 2d6. That many average citizens may be immediately placed within 6 inches of the lone superhero, as they are inspired to come out hiding and fight the enemy. Holy crap, he could just rally people every turn and add bodies. Wow. He's gonna be pretty damn cool. Robo-dogs, about time. They come in a pack of 3. They are robots, and they are loyal doggos. They have very sharp teeth, count as culinary lasers. A robo-dog pack may be deployed within 1 inch of another friendly model. This friendly model is the owner of the dogs to whom they will be loyal. As long as the dogs are within 1 inch of the owner, roll a combat dice when any range attacks are made against them. Oh, they could absorb hits. That is great. If the pack is within 1 inch of its owner and a close combat attack is made, the dogs will attack. Immediately move the dogs into contact with the attacker. The close combat attack must be made against the robo-dogs. 15 points for a pack of 3. And they are robots. They can only generate normal action chips, never a star chip. Robots are also unaffected by psi skills. That is another cool piece of the puzzles. Block champ. Oh, you could actually have a superhero with robo-dogs, and you're not going to be able to hit him very hard at all. And every turn he's bringing in 2d6 citizens. There are ways to break this game. I am going to need a lot of citizen models. Footsies. Weapon, saucepan, club, kitchen equipment, or assortment of junk counts as a basic close combat weapon. They cannot be purchased for a force but will appear during play with a special card. Ooh. Okay. You roll a dice on a hit, the owning player gets him. On an armor, the opposing player gets him. And on a special, he somehow found a dangerous weapon. You can have a hand cannon, a laser rifle, a las saw, a rocket launcher, a sniper rifle, a spit carbine, or a stump gun. This can be rolled more than once during a game, meaning he could end up carrying a small armory. The Footsie's actions, movement, and attacks are all controlled by the owning player that turn. That's ridiculous, and that is the last of the new characters. There is City Dev Trooper with the heavy spit gun. Very nice looking model. Then going into the campaign, you get grudge points. I'm going to have to read this and we'll come back to that. Get a section on building a force. If it's the early phase, you get 75 points, unless you were, was it the luxury block that started with less? Mid phase you get 100, late phase 150. Each block can select from the following forces. Get the block gang, city dev, fatties, robots, and non-justice department characters. Block war cards, the justice department. I already know you can't play as them, you get them throughout the game. It's different scenarios for each phase of the game, which is pretty cool as one of the new citizen models. What do we got here? Oh, they're Jaegers. They're the new guys. Also see, I think that's a suction gun. The Jaegers look pretty damn cool. Scroll Wall is the opening one. So it looks like two rival gangs trying to spray paint everything. That's probably what initiates the block war. I'm not going to go through all of these in depth, but we then have challenge. Oh, new block champion there. So there must be more citizens coming out as well. Looks like two champions fight each other and then everyone else piles in. This is now ours. Seems like two groups fighting over a piece of unclaimed territory that might be in the middle. Could be a shop, could be whatever. The bunker plaza. Block war is heating up, citizens streaming out the block. So this is in front of the block. It's the gap between two blocks. They're now going full fight with each other. We got another champion with the baseball bat. So we got the two knives option. We got the baseball bat option. Is this one at the front? The spit pistol version? Could be. Or he could just be a city def model. Hold the line. So this is mid phase. So the fighting's going back and forth. Just follow orders. Looks like a Jaeger start. Oh, here they are. Look at these. Special forces. He's got his plunger gun. They got their spit rifles. It's about claiming objectives. This is going to be fun to play. Well done, Warlord Games, for bringing this out. This seems like a decapitating strike. You're probably going after your opponent's command center. Oh, just launching bombs at each other. That's the only way I can imagine that name is doing it. Bring it down. You're going to blow up the towers. There's the good doggies. Oh, they look cool. They look really good. Experimental weapons. Oh, Rampage. More Jaegers. The absolute final last stand. So I guess if somebody's losing badly, you can play this one out. They're completely surrounded. Got a block resident there. And with a deadly pair of scissors. Oh, and that's the last of it. So that's probably how you end the campaign. Very cool. And then we get new denizens in Mega City 1. We get the Executioner. Very cool. Much better model than the Mongoose version. Do you like that? Devlin Noir. I've been reading his comics of late. Such a cool guy. That is a cool model as well. Oh, Rico Dread. Nice. There's so much new stuff coming out. Stan Lee, the Death Fist. I really wish they'd bring out his the one who comes to Mega City for Revenge, the woman version of him. That'd be a cool model to get. We get Dirty Frank properly in the rulebooks. We get, of course, we get Jack Point and Amy Nixon. Clegs. I wonder if I could have Clegs in my block. That'd be pretty damn funny. They are, I love Clegs. I have 6 now in my collection. I want more. Then we get an overview. And we get a weapon reference page. Finally. Get the injury chart. This is great. The rules reference page. I'm going to be scanning that and printing a better copy off. And the beautiful artwork on the back. So that is the book. This is a much longer video than I ever do. I hope you've stuck to the end. If you have, I truly appreciate it. This has really re-engaged me. Well done, Warlord Games. You've done a great job. Drop a like, drop a subscribe. Let me know if there's something you want me to go over inside this book. Probably next up is going to be a painting video and probably unboxing either the fatties or the riot judges. So feel free to let me know what you want to see next. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.